All right. What's up, guys? It's already 9:30. We get so much time. All right. So tonight's title, I decided to name it "Abs Are for You, Not for Her." Right. So I'm emphasizing that a lot of us have been told that we need to hit the gym, right, to be more attractive, and you will become, of course, right? Sounds obvious. It is obvious, right? If you're not in great shape, not attracting women, of course, right? It's trending and it sounds promising, right? But it's not until you go and do it and try it if it really works, right? And I'm not a pickup artist. Um, have I slept with many girls, different ages, backgrounds, um, astrological zodiacs? Yes, I have, right? And what bothers me is that I think this has become more like a brainwash to send young people to the gym to become more attractive or attractive, right? And I think this it's BS. It's confusing, not to me, but to a lot of people, young people under 30 that I've talked to them, and they thought it was gonna work like magic. They thought it was gonna be like a magic pill, and I'm like, man, I hit the gym, right? A month, 6 months, a year. Now I'm just like, women are just flocking towards me, you know. And people who have been there, they know it's a lie, right? I probably need 100 of hands with 10 fingers to name how many times I've seen people out of shape pulling bad bitches, right? It's just how it was at the moment that it was happening. And people say, oh, he had a brand new car. Not all of them. Not all of them. A lot of them were co-workers. A lot of them were buddies of mine. So I knew where they lived and I knew who they were, right? And surprisingly, I had to learn that and I had to analyze it and say there's something going on, right? Like I mentioned, the title is "Abs Are for You, Not for Her." So it's just crazy, right? Just crazy how somebody is getting richer and some people are getting dumber, right? All right. I've been to the gym when I had my proper, equipment. Now that thanks the gods, I have my own equipment at home where I live, so I can hit, my weights without interruption or distraction. Right? Hey, hi, Saldrin. Thank you for supporting. So yeah, I'm trying to give my own experience on this. That the gym has nothing to do with attraction. Matter of fact, I've seen it makes more people more awkward, right? Because for some reason they just got in love with their abs and with their body where they just like feel entitled that women are going to just like give in, right, and pass out of how strong you are, right? And like I said, and I'm gonna mention one of the famous pickup artists that we all know probably, and I was analyzing him right a few weeks ago. He has no muscles, nothing, no mystery, right? I don't know. I'm like, man, I've met a lot of dudes who are just like kind of tall and skinny, right? Skinny, but they have personality, right? And I believe that personality in my own words, is how you dress and how you talk, right? So for me, it has worked. I've shared it with people, with my brothers, friends, and it's never been about big chest for me, big arms, and I do believe that attraction, it's on a deeper level than physical, right? It ends physical, obviously, sex, right? Is what's up? Please speak Hindi. Just kidding. And so yeah, I make fun of this, man. I It's just ridiculous for me. It's pathetic. It's pathetic how these people are making money out of youngsters, out of young people. Say hit the gym, right? And your life is gonna improve. Your health might improve, right? If you know what you're doing, if you have a mentor, a coach, right? A trainer. But dating life, it's not gonna improve. Mm-mm. Nope. Hell no. And there's gonna be a few people, right? 1%. They're gonna say, like, well, you're wrong, because I got better at woman. But I have to be there. Like I have to be there to analyze really it was that, right? Because you went to phases, right? You went through phases working out, in the gym. And I have to know because sometimes, people interview people saying, like, how do you got good at women? Oh, I just start doing this, start doing that. But then when you meet them in person, right? And you start analyzing their behaviors, like their actions, it's different from what they were saying, right? Because we all have our own judgment. We all have our own, right, mind and brain to pick up, like, no, he thought that this worked. But in reality, I thought that that woman slept with him because of this. Because I was there. He was like, so it just gets confusing, bro. It just gets confusing. And I'm just here to tell you that there's a lot of young men who are falling prey to all these dudes, making money out of you, saying that if you get your abs, if you get your body straight, you're gonna get the woman. No. Are you gonna trigger attraction? Of course. I mean, attention, not attraction. Attention, of course. Absolutely, 100%. So if you're not getting attention, if a girl's not even looking at you, not even for a second, like you're just invisible. Okay, you hit the gym, you become stronger, your physique, right, looks better. Now you're gonna get attention. They're gonna look at you. But that doesn't mean they're attracted to you, or you're gonna take them to your apartment. It doesn't mean like so there's phases, right? You hit the gym for a few months, years. So now you're getting attention. Okay, now phase one. Okay. Now women are trying to look at you. So now, what's the second phase? Second phase, interacting with them, right? And the third phase would be what? In bed, right? In my opinion, right? Everybody has their own discretion about, well, I just want one girl, right? I want to marry her and blah blah blah, whatever, right? Whatever. I don't care. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own needs, right? Sometimes you just want to smash, good. You want to fall in love and have a family, good. Everything's valid, right? I disagree with pickup artists over people who say, well, if you have game, she's gonna fall in love with you. Not necessarily. What would you like if you don't want a bitch to fall in love with you? You just want to sleep with her. You know, it's normal. It's valid. What's up? Hello. Peace. So yeah, guys, just be neutral, stay open, don't try too hard. Personality wins over body, in my opinion. I've seen it. I've seen with motherfuckers who have no teeth, motherfuckers who have bad hygiene, right? It's just mind blowing. I don't know if it depends where you at, you know, but all this abs and all this being almost so perfect, it's gonna get you laid all the time. I disagree, 100%. I disagree. I have witnessed ugly motherfuckers, right? And I shouldn't be saying that, but just being real, right? Because it literally came from them. Like I'm ugly, but I still get laid, right? It can be because they were funny, and for me, that's what they were saying. It was funny. For me, it was just personality. Okay, personality wins. What's personality? How you dress and how you talk. How many times we heard woman like he looked great, had a great body, a great face, handsome. As soon as he started opening his mouth, everything went wrong, right? He didn't get the girl, right? Everything was perfect. His clothing, how he walked, how he was standing, right? But as soon as he started having a conversation, this is what everything ended, right? So this is why I think the personality has more to do with how you feel about yourself, self-esteem, right? Like if you know you're ugly, instead of hiding it, you expose it. Literally, I had a friend, I Noe, right? Noah, I think Noah, yeah. So ugly motherfucker, like dark as fuck, and I'm like, God damn, bro. And one time, I think years ago, we went to a fucking club, and whatever. If the girl was mad with her boyfriend or whatever, but this guy was making out with her, and he asked me for the keys of the truck. I'm like, what the? What are you doing? Like, I just put on my truck. I'm gonna take this girl. Like, what, to dinner? Like, no, not really. I'm like, damn. And I just handed my keys, right? And she was just white as bread, right? And his dark ass got her. So, short story, he smashed. He came back and said, yeah, it was a quickie. But at the end of the day, hey, he did it. Did he saw her again? I don't know. I think he did and never did. But sometimes it's not about getting married right away or you're gonna be dating her for fucking years. At the end of the day, matters if you're gonna get laid that night, right? Everything starts day at a time, night at a time, right? You can't just trying to find a girl and say, well, I don't want to smash for one time. I want to find a girlfriend. It doesn't work like that, buddy. You know, I had a coworker. He was 18 years old, and he said, but I'm not of that kind of life, right, Alex? I don't want to find a girl that I just want to have sex the first day and then like I don't want to see her no more. And I'm just listening. Okay, so what do you want to do? Like I want her to be my girlfriend. I'm like, these two things were living in the fucking 1800s, right? In my mind, in my mind, I'm taking deep breaths. I'm like, just listen, Alex. Just listen. Don't get. Just listen. Okay. Like, all right, bro. Are you finished for the moment? Yeah, finished. What do you think, Alex? Look, bro, your intentions are great, right? Uh, I have no apps, bro. Good. You still get the girl, huh? and so he keeps telling me, Alex, what's up? What you think about that? Like you have good intentions, bro. I can't deny that. You have a big heart. You have good intentions. But here in this dating game, this dating life, these years with the internet, with all these social platforms, and how everybody, is making money somewhere or another, faking it or not faking it, who doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter with women. Okay. So I tell them, if you're already telling me, that means you're being executing already. You're being applying it, right? And he went red. He was red. He blushed a little bit, like, okay, it's not working, right? Your color of your face is already telling me the answer, right? So that's not working. Okay. First of all, you don't know the nature of woman, right? And it's not a sin. You're 18. We all went through that. Okay. As a man, you cannot think that I want a wife or I want a girlfriend, right? I don't care if your religion is against it. Matter of fact, almost a few Muslims, only if you live in the Middle East, but even the Muslims on this country, Jewish people, whatever, that you think they're very orthodox, including Christians, and women come and marry, they're not virgins no more, bro. They're not virgins. Okay. Mm-mm. Unless you tell me you're from the behind a rock in the Middle East, then it's a different scenario. Like, okay, she's a virgin. Okay, so now you cannot play, you cannot abide by these games about, you know what, I don't care about getting married, I just want to smash, because she will have a family in the culture, but that's another country, different laws. But here in America, in the Western Europe, in the Western side of the world, women are not virgins no more. And when you have this concept that I want a wife and I want a girlfriend, right? It already puts you in a victim mentality, and they're gonna prey on you. All right, they're gonna take advantage of you, and you just gonna get bitter and angry because of the ignorance that we had since the beginning, the approach, not knowing the female nature of woman, the biology of her. And what is the biology? What's the female nature about a woman? Okay. They say they want this, but they want the opposite most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. All right. Mhm. Women will say in dating apps, I'm looking for long term. They're not. They're not. For them in their own brain, is like, if I have to have sex with 100 dudes, and I decide to go back, well, I like this one, then I want long term. This is how they see it. And as a man, I want long term. We think that just like the first one, the second, third woman that we have in our lives, well, I'm gonna stay with this one. This is your third woman, right? And you are her third 300 guy on her list, okay, on her closet. So this is how it works. But a lot of guys will be happy marrying a girl with high body counts, marrying a girl with babies from a different dad. Of course. Of course. Okay. I separated from my first woman, and she remarried and had kids from another guy. And I had to, you know, when I got out of incarceration, I met my kids, and I had to meet him, right? And he was a great stepdad, right? I don't know as a man, but he was happy, right? And I told my children, is he be treating you right? Right? I was just curious. Like, no, he's awesome, right? He's awesome, dad, and he just buys us stuff and da la la, and like he never hit us, never being abusive. So there's men who love that stuff, right? It depends. Like, if you're into that, being a woman with women who have 300 body counts and they have kids from another dad, and you think that's your call in life, go for it. Like, it's your choice, right? It's not a sin, but consequences are real both ways, right? We live in a physical world, so every decision comes with consequences, positive and negative. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. Hi, what's up? Hello, facts. Yes, you got it, bros. So this is the thing, right? And I remember, like, I was running my mouth, not running my mouth like that. I was at I think at the bar, and one of these guys owned a gym, and he said, "It sounds like you're a broke motherfucker, right?" He said something about you can't afford a membership at the gym, and I just let him talk a little bit, right? And I didn't respond, right? I just looked at him like, who was talking to you in the first place, right? But things happen, and so he couldn't handle that I didn't respond. That he went like, "What's up, bro? Like, but I see you're jacked a little bit," and I said like, "Yeah, I am. You know, I have my own stuff at home." You took it out of context. I said that gyms promote memberships. They don't promote health or fitness. That's what they sell you, right? But in reality, they just wanna run your life, your nutrition life, right? Selling you stuff that it's not good for you if you do your homework, right? Period. No, but that's why I was saying the gyms, they do work, but then it becomes a trend, and it becomes a excuse for men to go and hide their bitterness just because they just hit the squat rack and they're a little bit jacked and pumped, and they think they have everything figured out. You don't, right? You don't, because now you have to go home, right? With this extra testosterone, and you're just gonna lay in your bed, and where's woman at, right? Like I said in my previous videos, woman comes first. Making money comes second. Because if you want to make money first, then you don't know about woman and what she's gonna do. She's gonna take your money. But if you don't mind, that's okay. I do mind. I do mind. Right? I invested so many years listening to my grandfather, to my dad, uncles, friends, people homeless, who lost, who were married for 4 times, 5 times, 3 times, different religions, that I made my mind that knowing about women is just so indispensable about like knowing how to fight. Right? That's what it is. Mm? I can put this analogy like training to go to war, right? And never training with a real weapon. That's what it is. This is what it is about trying to make an excuse that, okay, one day I will know what is a woman, right? Right now I'm saving money and just getting fit, and one day it will come. It will never come. And you will be a creep, awkward, bitter, off, cheesy motherfucker, right? Right. I can't say what's up, right? But there's always good news, right? It's always good news that you can take a step at a time and know that experience is currency. I always say it on my videos, experience is currency. All right. They say you have a first paycheck. You want to save it, okay? Because this is what we're watching on TV. Save your money, save your money, save your money, right? And inflation just going, peaking to the moon, right? Mm? Almost going all over to the fucking Milky Way. Mm? That's what inflation going. Inflation is going, and they want us to save money, right? Mm? It's like trying to fit 100 people in this room. Mm? Find your space, right? Until there's no more space, what are you gonna do? So now you start compromising your posture. You start bending. You start fucking squatting, ducking. Squeezing each other. That's not how. That's not how it's supposed to be. But because we're listening to these people, corrupted, evil people who want to run our lives. Okay. Every time I go on the road, I see a new gym opening. Like, man, this is really this is business, right? It is business. Because every time I go out, I don't see too many people fit, right? Probably depends where you're at. Probably, I'm not saying there isn't, right? But the whole point is not to lose track, right? Abs are for you, not for women. Okay, for young men, right, who are listening, right, in the future or now, you exercise for you, for your health, to get strong, okay, to look better, work with your image, but never think that this is going to get you laid. Never, never. Okay. Mm. I've seen ugly, fat men, okay, getting better women at a nightclub than me or anybody good looking, right? And the crazy part is sometimes women, they know the game, right? Women are very, very masters at this. Let me tell you something. When women, nice looking women, right? I'm not saying they're decent, just nice looking women. They're at the club, at a bar, at a gathering, social event. And when they see there's a lot of handsome men, right? Or a lot of men that look like with status, for some reason, sometimes they do that. So you can compete with other men who are at the same status, or it seems like they're on the same status, and they go out or they start talking to the ugly motherfucker. All right. I've seen it all the time. They started just smiling and flirting with the guy who's fat for the guy, and you think like, what's going on? And immature men or men who don't know that this is a game from women who have been exposed already to this, right? Because a lot of times we think that women are not listening. Mm? Let's say you pay to a pickup artist, right, to train you, and he's just sharing his secrets, right? You think there's not women who are picking up on this, like, oh, okay, so you guys are preparing for this, so they update their software, they update how to get them, right? So then it becomes a mental game more than a dating game, right? So it's a never ending story. This is what I'm trying to go, right? Because I have kids. Mhm. Like I said before, I have kids and boys, right? There's a girl coming, and I'm always right willing to share my experience. Not that I know everything, but I have to share what I've lived, okay, what I've seen with my eyes, not what have they told me, no, what I've lived, okay, and it's mind blowing. With women, you will never figure it out. Anybody who thinks like I have figured it out with women, he's lying and he doesn't know it. Okay. He's naive and he's gonna fail one day and he's gonna regret it. With women, you always have to be training yourself. You always have to be updating your own software, just like your phone. Okay. This is a never ending story, and it shouldn't be. It should be a fun fact to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. Right. Right. Thanks, bro. What's up? And I understand that a lot of people are religious. I'm not religious, but I read religion. I do believe in numerology and I do believe in astrology. Right. And I do believe if somebody tells me, Alex, this is a blind date, right? Like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna tell you her age. Okay, cool. And her zodiac sign. Okay. Who do you want to date? Me being a Pisces, right? You want to date an Aquarius woman or you want to date a Cancer? Oh my God. Cancer. Right away. Give me that Cancer woman. Boom. Right away. Hmm? Because I know about astrology, right? And I know that a lot of people in dating, I apply this in everything at work, dating, call it mating, right? Mm. And but that's another story, another topic for another night. But numerology, astrology matters, of course. Age matters, of course it matters. It does matter, right? It does matter. So yeah, so I was just touching the basics that anything you do with you, discipline, exercising has nothing to do with women. You will get more attention because now you're looking more athletic. You're looking like you are a warrior from the jungle, right? So you're gonna get female attention, okay? But female attention is just the basic of attraction. You got attention. So how are you gonna involve her in your life? How are you gonna make her talk to you or you talk to her so she can listen, right? How are you gonna not convince her, right? But make her comfortable enough to hit your place, okay? To have sex, kids, family, I don't know. And just something leads to something else. That's the whole point, okay? And I'm gonna tell you, like, if you're exercising, going to the gym, getting those abs because you're gonna think that you're gonna get more woman, I want to see the video when you make it. I want to see a video that you just loaded up. I want to see how you did it, right? Because in my part, in my experience, I've noticed more men that are not fit getting more beautiful and sexy women than men who are fit. Mm. Probably I've been in the wrong places. Probably I don't know. I don't damn know, right? I come from a family that only my dad used to do weights. But my grandfather and my uncles, they never do weights. They were just like ranchers and farmers and had their own businesses. They were just naturally strong, right? And I saw these motherfuckers pull bad bitches, right? With a beer belly. Okay. So nobody's gonna come and tell me that you have to get fit to get woman. That's a lie, right? That's a lie that's been influenced by the owners of gym, by the owners of protein snacks or protein bars and all. It's just a ripple effect, guys. I want you guys to be aware of all this fucking game, right? They want to trigger and indoctrinate young men to think that the reason that you're not getting women is because you're skinny. Hmm? It's not true. It's not true. Hmm? Oh, women like big arms. I know women who don't like guys with big arms. Hmm? Hmm? That's how it is. When I was 18, 20 years old, I didn't have big arms. And I was getting laid. Mhm. Every age, every nationality. Mhm. Mhm. If there's something I can give you, looks can give you more attraction than hitting the gym, being in a great physique. Mm, I don't know. It might be me, but nope. I can't just like I have it in my memory. I just like I cannot deny it that I've seen guys who are chubby, guys who don't look like they exercise and they get a bitch, they get the woman, right? It has to do something deeper, right? They're having big arms, right? But I know I got a lot of people are gonna say, "Well, I feel comfortable, Alex," when a woman looks at me and says, "Oh, nice body. Oh, you're hot." Really? I mean, if you never had a woman talk to you, I remember when I was 15 years old, right? 14, yeah, 14. for the first time, a older woman said, "Oh my God, all right, you're handsome, you're cute, or you look fabulous," and you're like, "Oh shit," and you think it's just like God talking to you for some reason, but if you think that's just like the end of attraction, like the end of what men supposed to know, we're babies, bro. You cannot do that, right? You cannot do that. Okay. Matter of fact, a woman who will sleep with you will never tell you you're handsome or you're hot, right? That's just a type of flirting, right? Most of the time, a woman that will sleep with you, she knows it, but she's not telling you. Okay. She's not telling you. I know it's weird. In my own experience, it's like she's not telling you. Okay. And she will sleep with me. But she didn't tell me like you're handsome or, oh my God, you work out. I'm so impressed. Women don't get impressed by that. They don't. They don't get impressed by that. What I've seen, they get start to get aroused is when you just being like a happy motherfucker for some reason. You just like not pushing the issue that you want to get laid. You're just talking, like talking, letting her talk, talking. That's it, right? A playful way, playful, just being playful, back and forth, playful, right? And even if you don't get laid, you should like, oh, it didn't work. No, 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 no. You want to keep that because you wanna get that aura on you. You want to get that aura, and it takes time. It takes time. Don't switch it up. Huh? Don't switch it up. It's like when you're in a dating app, right? Every time you match with a new girl, don't switch the words. Otherwise, you will not know what it works. Okay. If you have 50 matches, 100 matches in a month, in a week, whatever, I don't know what kind of package you're paying on your subscription, you always want to text, write it down, and do it with all of them the same. So you can know if it works or not. You can't just use every different time, every different word you're gonna use every different time because you're gonna get lost. You're just like, okay, what does work? What doesn't work? Right? Mhm. Right. But you need to fail a lot of times. So guys, the only thing you can get out of this video is that you have to embrace your ugliness, your imperfections, right? I said it in another video that women don't like perfect men. They don't. It's man, what's up, man? What's up? Uh, Thank you guys for supporting. Thank you, appreciate it, right? So yeah, it's crazy, right? If you have a big nose, don't try to cover it. If you have a big forehead, don't try to cover it. No, woman will notice that, and that's very unattractive. That's a very turn off, mm, on woman's behalf. If you're a ugly fuck, let's say I'm just ugly, right? I'm ugly. Okay, you need to convince yourself that your ugliness is an asset. It's something that nobody has it, and you're the only one. Okay, you need to speak to the mirror on a daily basis and said, "Man, fuck, I'm ugly. What can I do? Nothing." Right? And this is how you need to stay. Okay. Don't cover your ugliness, expose it. Expose it on a daily basis until you feel comfortable. And it's gonna get the day, is gonna, you're gonna get to the day that you're gonna look at the mirror and you're not gonna feel nothing no more. Okay. It's not that you're gonna go, okay, I'm beautiful. No, you're not. Right? You have a big nose, you have a big ears, you have a big forehead. You need to recognize it, embrace it, and expose it. Don't cover it. Okay? Okay. We as humans, we are professionals by nature to detect when somebody's hiding something, right? And that's very unattractive, right? It's a very turn off. Mm. I met a lot of women who said, like, man, I don't know why I have fucked a lot of ugly guys. And I'm like, I do, right? Because I bet that ugly guy didn't care about he was ugly. He didn't care at all. Mm. And he was talking like something normal. Mm. That's why you got hooked with that. But I bet if he was ugly and he was asking you, am I ugly or handsome? I bet you will stand up and leave and never come back. Mm? That's the truth of the matter, right? For anybody who was blessed with a different face, whatever, body, imperfections, embrace them. Don't talk about them in public. Talk about it with yourself. Look at the mirror and say, accept that you're different, you're ugly, and there's nothing we can do, right? Mm? Do it on a daily basis until your subconscious feels comfortable and you don't remember yourself no more. You look at the mirror just to see, brush your teeth, right? Clean your face and leave. You will get to the point that you will no longer have to tell yourself that. Okay. But this can only come and you can only succeed when you don't cover it up. Okay. Mm. If you're bald, oh, I'm always use a hat. No, no, you're going bald, shave it, cut it shorter. If you don't want to shave it, just cut it shorter. Right. Don't put a hat all the time. That doesn't mean you're never going to use a cap. I'm not saying that. But every time you're just going, oh, I forgot my cap because I'm bald. You want to be perfect. You not embracing your imperfection, right? You're not embracing it. Hmm. Man, I'm getting a belly. God damn, let me just like do something. No, let it out. Expose it. Feel comfortable. Now, if you wanna, get a flat belly, that's different. But you're not doing it for the woman. That's what I'm trying to say, right? You get a nice body is for you. Okay. You want to do something to your hair, to your face, for you. Period. Women don't know what they want most of the time. They don't, right? It's just ridiculous when I go and watch some videos sometimes. What do you like in a man? What makes you tick? What do you think it's attractive to you as men? And you can look at them, they're just so stupid and dumb, they don't even know what they're saying. That's how I look at them, right? They don't know. They just don't know. They just don't know. They cannot explain it, okay? Mm? Remember, guys, we are energy, okay? And one of the best energy auras to have is to know that you're not perfect and who gives a fuck. Mhm. And that gets you not only attention, but attraction from women. Mhm. You know why? Because women suffer from one thing and they can never recover from this one. I'm gonna share it with you guys. It's not a secret. People have mentioned it before. Women from all ages suffer from low self-esteem. Okay. I'm gonna say it again. Your advantage as a man against woman, against female nature, or from female nature, is they don't have good self-esteem. A woman is, I don't want to say it's cursed, but it's embedded on her to not feel good all the time, right? And I might say it's because this is why they have their period, because their mood fluctuates. And you, as a man, your mood shouldn't fluctuate. Okay. So that's why a woman, when she interacts with an ugly, fat person, and that person doesn't feel shame or doesn't feel guilt how he looks, all right? He's not boasting about it either. That's the catch. You're not boasting about it if you're not good looking guy and you're not fit. You're not boasting. You're just being you. Like, who cares? She will find you attractive because she struggles with that. She struggles that she thinks that she's not pretty enough. All right. I remember an old man said, the problem with young men, and he was talking to me 20 years ago. The problem with young men is that they think that pretty women are always looking for pretty boys. Okay. It's not true. Not all the time, he said. A lot of women, because they fluctuate, their mood fluctuates. What she wanted last week, she doesn't want it next week. Hmm. A woman might pick you today, right? And if she sees you again, she will not pick you. And we thought, and we were being taught there's something wrong with you. No, that's how woman is, right? When I was in dating apps, right, years ago, and sometimes I will match with a person, and it will go good, right? And like, okay, it's time to meet up, and she will flake. Okay, cool, cool. 2, 3, 4, 6 months later, down the road, I will match again, and she didn't remember me. That was the crazy part. She will not remember me, and I will remember her. Like I matched with her, she flaked with me, but this time, okay, we exchanged numbers. Let's go to this bar, to this club, or this restaurant, whatever, and boom, I will bang her, right? But I will not mention that. It was just very interesting. Like, man, I matched with you 6 months ago, and you flaked on me. But now we match again, and now we're here, now in bed, now everybody to their own house, their own way. And she didn't remember, right? Or probably she didn't bring it up. Who knows? I didn't bring it up either. But this is the whole point, guys, that with women, you never know. If there's something, young men who are listening, if there's something you can drill on your mind, is that with women, you never know. Okay. And that doesn't make you ignorant. It makes you have an open mind and always know that whatever she does shouldn't be a surprise for you. Okay. If she sleeps the first night with you, cool. If she sleeps with you on the third, on the fourth, cool. All right. Women have fluctuated moods. Okay. This is why they have a period every 30 days or 29, 28 days. Right. Men shouldn't be bipolar or moody because we don't have that hormone like the woman does. We have testosterone, right? Our mood is always kind of like in a sophisticated aggressiveness. Like we have energy. We want to conquer, right? We want to play sports, right? We want to be loud, right? But not moody. Moody is a female nature. It's a female aspect of their biology, okay? Of their life as a woman, okay? And this goes for people who are married, dating or not dating. They'll know, okay? Okay? They'll know eventually when they get to that stage of life, okay? That you will never see a happy woman forever. Never. Huh? It's not happening, okay? And men who don't know this, they think it's something wrong with you, right? You think like, okay, what am I doing wrong? You're not doing nothing wrong, okay? Most of the time, right? Sometimes you have some idiots, right? That, they just don't get it right. But that's a small percentage. But for the most part, it's not nothing wrong with you, right? You come back from home, from work, from your activity, from your project, from whatever, and she's in a mad mood, and you're like, oh my God, what can I do? Nothing. Remember, ignore what she's saying. Don't ignore her because she's a human being, she's alive. Just ignore what she's saying. Don't take it seriously. You ugly fuck, laugh. Yeah, you smile, right? You smile because you know that already. Tell me something I don't know, bitch. I know I'm ugly. I know I'm fat. Okay, and right? So once you know that woman falls in love with imperfections, whenever you hit the gym, whenever you're at work, at your project, you know you're doing it for you and for the planet, right? For the world, right? That includes women, of course, but that's not directly, but indirectly. Mm, mm. You don't go to war as a soldier because, oh, I want all the women to be safe. Fuck all that. You don't fucking think like that. If you do, you're a fool, right? If you represent this flag or any flag, you prepare to go to war, you train as a warrior to go and fight, right? For your country beliefs, right? That includes women, of course, not directly, but indirectly. That's the whole point, okay? Mm. So as a man, everything you do has nothing to do with women, right? Directly. But everything you do will involve women. It sounds confusing, but it's not, okay? Everything you do shouldn't be done to pleasure the woman. No. Mm-mm. Everything you do would involve a woman, of course. Mm, of course, it will. Mm, that's the difference. Okay. With women, they're moody. You never know. Okay. She might say no today and she might say yes in a week. This is why it's so important when men start getting their first no's, they should take it. Actually, they should take it as some addiction, some obsession to get more no's, right? Because the more no's you have, the more you will confirm that those no's in the future will become yeses, right? Like I said it before, because failure and success is the same coin, different faces, right? Just when you toss a coin, head or tails, right? It's just one coin, right? Different faces. So as a young man, as a man, the more no's you have, the better it will be. Actually, I can take it even further. If they start saying yes to you more than no, you shouldn't be happy or boasting about it. You want to start with no's, 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 no's. So you can start confirming, right? That these no's will have a transformation and they will become yes. Okay. A lot of times, not all the time, a lot of times from the same person. Okay. From the same person. That's why in sales, they like to persuade you, right? They like to persuade you into not let you go until you buy that item, until you buy that vehicle. Uh, this is the power of sales, right? They're not trying to sell you. I never forget. I was incarcerated with a white dude. He was for 35 years. He was a salesman. He was always in the top from Michigan, I think, Midwest. And he said that one of his techniques it was the whenever he was trying to sell a vehicle to somebody, he will always shake her or his hand and would not let go. Not in a you know aggressive way, but he will let go the hand when he will tell her or him, you will go home driving a vehicle. And this is when he will let the hand go. I thought it was like, oh, interesting. And people don't catch this tactics, right? These methods, right? He will grab their hand and say, it's my pleasure. And you're not going to go home walking or that on that vehicle. You're going to go, right, on a vehicle from this, right, lot. I promise you. And he will let the hand go, right? And he said that it will work most of the time like magic, right? And I know there's more factors, but it was just a conversation that what persuasion does, right? And it's just you can apply this with women, right? When she tells you no, 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 doesn't mean you're gonna be a stalker or a creep. You're just gonna let it go, right? And you can come back later, right? You have to confirm if it was a no, a definitely no, a definitely a no literally, or it was a no at the moment. That's the catch, right? The dangerous when you let a woman judge you. Self worth is real and your guide. Exactly. It's not even dangerous, right? It's deadly, right? But good point, bro. Good point, Mountain Standard. It is, yeah. The danger is when you let a woman judge you. Self worth is real and you guide. Exactly. Exactly. hmm Exactly. That's the true fact, right? That's why we need to understand. You can apply this one not only for women, guys. Like if you want to go deeper, you can go deeper, right? But every time a woman tells you no, you need to understand. But don't tell her. That's the catch. Don't let her know at the moment. If that no is for that moment, for that night, is that no temporary or that no is permanent? She doesn't even know it, right? And you shouldn't ask it. You shouldn't ask if it's temporary or permanent. Okay. When a woman tells you no, you step back. Okay. Don't argue. Don't try to insist. You're going to insist, right? But in another way. You will show back again. Okay. A lot of times you'll be surprised. They will start laughing. You again? You just know how to, you just don't know never how to quit, huh? Okay. Mm. Don't answer, smile, and do your thing. Whatever you want to talk, whatever insists, right? And if it's another no, whatever, right? Then you will get to know. At the end of the day, you'll be surprised that the first no was very dry, very cut and dry, right? No, I said no. Don't feel offended. It's not personal. Why? You're learning female nature. They don't know what they want. What they want today, they might despise it in a week. What they don't want today, they might want it next week. Okay. This is the advantage that we have over women, guys, right? That mood, woman's mood fluctuates like the stock markets. Mm, mm, mm. Always spiking, mm, volatile, whatever you pronounce that word. Mhm. That's how it is. And this is why you will become a monster on this, right? Your trophies will be the no's. You will be so comfortable speaking to other men, not when they said yes, right? Mm. You will be so comfortable when your trophies will be the no's, right? Mm. And you say, well, it doesn't make sense. It will. It will make sense. Once you meet that girl who tells you no, right? And then, matter of time, I don't know, hours, days, weeks, months, years, you see her again and you smashed, right? And don't take it like a revenge. Take it like confirmation of female nature. It was nothing wrong with you in the first place. Oh, I thought it was skinny back in the day. You know what? No, it was the bench press that fucking helped me out. This. No, you're gonna go crazy, and now you're gonna act like a female. Only females act like that. Do you think she likes you? He likes me because of this? No, no, right? Remember, woman's nose can change and will change, guys. That's the end of the matter. Okay, you should be patting yourself on the back that you're a man. And if you come back in a reincarnation, choose to be a man again. Because the pain that we go through, right, it pays off, right? With beautiful facts, okay? With confirmations after confirmations, okay, about life. And that includes women, 50%. The other 50% about making a living, money, okay? Never make woman a second priority. Women are the first one, always. Okay? You will never be broke or poor. Listen, listen. Even if they called you lazy, they call you that you use woman, they call you whatever, any name, a gigolo, right? Mm? That you prey on women who have money. Not necessarily. But if you meet a woman who has money and pays for your stuff, you can't be mad at these people, right? Mhm. That's why I look at men, we're like, whoa, we are the breadwinners, right? We are the providers. Like women have all this money. Yeah, it's better now, right? It's better now. You don't have a job and you have a woman who loves you, who really is infatuated with you. mm, She can give you a break. You can live in my place. mm, Weeks or months, right? Buy you stuff, right? You know why they do that? Because you're being a man, okay? And to be a man, your presence, your aura is more valuable than your money, period. Mm? And when you want to twist it around, go for it. And you want to listen to those goofy videos about getting rich and then you get the bitch, right? Tony Montana, right? No, you get, look what happened, right? Mm? She couldn't even have kids. Snorting cocaine every day. Mm? That girl. Tony Montana didn't have kids. You want to be that? Go for it. huh? Married to another guy. How sexy is that? It's not sexy at all, right? But yeah, woman should be a priority. 50%. The other 50% of your life should be wealth. What's your vocation? How can you monetize, right? Whatever your skill or your talent is. You want to switch it up because your grandfather, your parents, or your religion leaders, so-called religion leaders, told you, go ahead. Okay? Go ahead. Test the waters. Okay? Never take my word or anybody's word for granted. You go, have a piece of paper, write it down, and execute it. Go out there to the world and try it. It works, it doesn't work. Not the first time, remember. Oh, it doesn't work because they told me no. Remember what I said? With women, you never know. She can tell you no today and tell you yes tomorrow. That's what's up, guys. And I'm gonna wrap it up with this one. And thanks, guys, for your support, listening. Abs are for you. You have a six pack, eight pack. Good for you. You know what's discipline. You know what's to eat, clean, right? But don't never think, never in your mind think that that's gonna make women fall in love with you. Never. Okay, don't let that thought cross your mind. Those abs, those shoulders, that chest, those legs, whatever, it's for you. Okay? Women fall in love and lay with men for other reasons, right? It's called energy. Okay? Energy can be translated to imperfections. Okay? You're not perfect and it should be a good thing. Okay? You're not perfect. It should be a good thing. That means that you going to allow woman, okay, to try to fix all those imperfections. If you're perfect, then you shouldn't be here in this earth. Okay? This is a planet full of imperfections, right? In progress to perfections, but not for you. For a woman to help you and to get involved in your life. Don't try to do everything on yourself. That's not understanding female nature. Female nature loves, they love imperfections, okay? Remember, you're handsome, ugly, it doesn't matter, okay? Doesn't matter. Your imperfections should be exposed, not hidden, okay? Good night, guys.